This corps only won DCI 2 times, in 1975 and 1988. But man, what a sound they have. They dominated the entire 90s with an amazing array of shows that showcased how great this corps actually is, and still is to this day. Coming up next on the Marching Arts Network.
(1975), the DCI Championships moved to the city of brotherly love. We go to Philadelphia. It was a rough year for the United States of America. We lost the war. The fall of Vietnam and those indelible pictures of people desperately reaching for the skids of U.S. military helicopters as they took off from the roof of the U.S. Embassy in Saigon. There would be 2 attempts on the life of President Gerald Ford in 1975. Something happened technologically that would change the way we live. PCs, personal computers, so much a part of our lives today, were first marketed in 1975. The Microsoft company was formed then as well. At the box office, a great white shark ruled the day. Jaws, the dominant hit movie. And on television, Saturday Night Live debuted on NBC. It was a Saturday night in August when the Madison Scouts debuted as DCI World Champions.
Steve, they were our first Midwestern champion, the mighty men of Madison. You've got to remember how powerful Madison was, that they were able to win this show based on the phenomenal horn line. Santa Clara, the defending champions, score perfect scores in every general effect caption and still have to settle for the silver. Madison rules that night. Significant on this DVD is not who's there, meaning the Muchachos, world powerhouse, are disqualified for an overage violation. It's an unequivocal signal from DCI that the Corps' rules are going to be ruled by the Corps, and consequently DCI is in charge.
And boy, there was a ton of controversy surrounding that decision and a lot of uncertainty that day in Philadelphia. I was director of the Squires at that point in my last year as a marching member. I'm sitting there at the stadium in uniform. We're 6/10 behind the troopers, not knowing who was in, who was out. Did we have a chance of sneaking in there? We ended up in 13th that year. And a lot of controversy about the Muchachos ruling, but a lot of excitement about a couple of other corps there as well.
You know, I almost went out of my skin, fell off the back of the stands. The 27th Lancers pull out double flags, meaning flags on either side of the flagpole, with some sort of pulley mechanism. It was incredible. And the Blue Devils really start their rise to the top. This is Chase the Clouds Away, and it becomes the signature tune for
Chuck Mangione music, a guy that would later co-host our telecast.
That's exactly right.
And his music played almost universally across drum corps. Let's go back to 1975, get your horizontal valve ready and your rotaries, and let's take off in the key of G.
Welcome back to the Marching Arts Network. I am the Stress Master. Thank you all for joining me. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're not new to the channel, we are glad that you came back. But please make sure you subscribe if you have not done so, and make sure you like, and that way you get notified when we have cool videos like the one you're watching right now. In this series, this is called The Power of the G Bugle. We're looking at shows from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Kanan's going to be jumping in here and there with some videos of his own, because he was inspired by, of course, the G Bugle like I was. He marched in the 87, 88, 89 through 92 freelancers. I marched 89 through 93. I got to see some amazing shows in my time. I got to watch DCI pretty much all through the 90s live. I got to see 96, 98 at DCI finals as well. So really excited to bring this to you guys. The corps we have for you today is 1975 Madison Scouts. I cannot wait to see that. I have never seen this show live, or live, you know, on video, but I've never seen this show. Just as a quick little aside here, I actually recorded the Muchachos because I was gonna do a Muchachos video, because it's not a show that many people are familiar with, but they're a corps that, you know, a lot of people are familiar with, but they're amazing corps, man. They're so great. Unfortunately, I could not get the sound to work right. and I had to scrap the video. But I mean, how are you going to go wrong with the Madison Scouts? I mean, come on. It's the Madison Scouts. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the scores. Let me go ahead and shift over here. We're going to look at the repertoire and some of the scores, and then we'll look at recaps later on when we're done, of course. But the Madison Scouts, first place with a 92.5, Slaughter and 10th Avenue. We're all familiar with that from the Madison Scouts. MacArthur Park, Rhapsody in Blue, Dueling Banjos, The Way We Were. Santa Clara Vanguard did an amazing show as well. I don't think I've ever seen Santa Clara Vanguard. Sorry for my screen is like super bright right now. There we go. It's like adjusting and doing weird stuff. Like Fiddler on the Roof, Harry John Suite. Oh, this is one of my favorite pieces right here. Sabbath, basically a lot of Fiddler on the Roof here. Amazing show. Blue Devils did a bunch of Space Shuttle. I have no clue what that is. Love's Been Gone So Long. So What Is Hip? So a lot of cool shows this year. 27th Lancers in 4th place. Blue Stars, Oakland Crusaders, Kilties, Cavaliers, Royal Crusaders, Phantom Regiment, Cadets, Troopers. And you can see the list goes on and on. Freelancers in 18th place that year. So let's go ahead and get to the video. I can't wait to see it. I have my headphones in, so it should be good sound. Here we go. Woo! Listen to that low sound. That's how good they sound, man. Marching the satellite drums, the timpanis. Always going for the screamers, man. You have the bells right on the front sideline. Two-step drill here. Look how nice and straight that company front is. And they're wearing spats. Damn, man, the single hand rotation of the double time with the rifle there. Wow, that low brass. Nice. They did have some at the very beginning of the show. You could hear some cracking and stuff, certain areas, but it must have been really loud there.
1, 2, 3.
MacArthur Park. are we shaking the camera? Okay. Please stop shaking the camera. I don't know who thought that was a good idea to shake the camera like that, though. I always thought it was kind of weird that it went around like mallets and stuff in the drums, like the timpanis being on the ground. I mean, I think 79, I think, was when the first year they did that, 78. Changing the tuning there. Very balanced sound with the brass. And that's that piston rotor. Madison's always had screamers, man. Crazy good, man. So good. I mean, the concert pieces, I mean, you can really hear the tone quality improved when they're not like doing the high mark time or half high mark time or whatever they call that. It just really, feet get really in the sound when you're moving like that. I mean, that's why the glide step really came in the 80s and stuff like that, to smooth out the sound.
One, two, three, four.
And to think they had to have like one person per timpani just playing a note. I mean, that's just crazy. Now, you know, you have one person playing 5 timpanis, but... I've always loved Rhapsody in Blue. One of my favorite pieces. I mean, they're essentially playing on car bumpers. We used to call them car bumpers because they're made of chrome, right? They're chrome horns, most of these. But man, they could get rained on. Humidity didn't matter. Wow, really cool. That little counter melodic line. Ba-da-da-bum-bum, ba-da-dum. Always love this piece. So cool. That rifle line, man, is on point. Very cool. Drum solo. I think we played this for our drum solo in 1988 when I was a marching band. Mallet players, man. Wow, that's an oldie song. Well, oldie now, but back then it wasn't. A pistol. Uh-oh. A rifle on the rocket. Really good sound. Even the recording, man. Almost 50 years old and the recording's still really good. All right, that was a great show. Tell me your guys' thoughts in the comments below. Love to hear them. I did want to make a kind of analyze a little bit. I mean, we're going to look at the scores here in just a second, but I got to watch the Muchacho show, and I know that was kind of a thing. They're like this mythical core, right? But tell me, you guys, who was there in 75 and who saw the Muchachos at prelims versus the Madison Scouts? I'd love to hear your guys' analysis of who you thought should have won. Because when I saw the Muchachos 2 days after finals, I thought they were freaking awesome. But once again, I'm not seeing it in the same context as of this performance, with this lineup. And, so it's always kind of like, it's judging, but it's not really like accurate judging because you're judging something without other cores there. So, but anyway, so let's go ahead and take a look at the scores. All right, so the finals competition, Madison Scouts went on 11th. So I think Vanguard went on last. So I think this is order of appearance, if I'm not mistaken. And they got marching maneuvering with the 20.05 out of a total of 25 possible points. So an 1875 for Vanguard and 8th place for Blue Devils. Wow. And then 3rd place, 2nd place. So kind of all over you can see the captions are all over the place. I mean, just crazy. For drums, for drum 1, they got 18.7 to a 19.10. And then for drums 2, they got an 18.6 to a 19.7. So a pretty big spread here, 1.1 points, an average of 19.4 to an 18.65. So pretty big gap there in drums, but not unexpected from the Vanguard. For bugles, 14.4, 14.2. So first place finished there. Second place was Blue Devils. Third place was Vanguard. So music analysis, a 19.8 to a 19.4. 24.1 to a 22.85. So 1.3 gap here. So this is where this gets really crazy. Look at this. 9.7, 10.0, 10.0. And then Vanguard 10, 10, 10, 9.5, 9.6, 9.8, 10, 9.7, 10. So 29.7 to a 30, 28.9 to a 29.7. This is 27th Lancers right here. So crazy scores. I mean, just really, really high in general effect. I don't know what was going on that night, but a lot of 10s there. It's the most 10s I've ever seen. So total of 92.5 for a first place finish to a 91.0, and then Blue Devils, and then 27 Lancers, really close. So with a 0.1 penalty. So wouldn't have changed the outcome here, but still kind of cool. All right, well, tell me your guys' thoughts, comments below. Love to hear them. So as always, we appreciate you guys being here. Please make sure you subscribe if you have not done so, and then make sure you like this video. And we'd love to see you guys go to the playlist for this Power of the G Bugle. Watch all the cool videos. If you're watching this later on after we recorded this, we could have the 70s, 80s, and all the 90s up by this point. So make sure you guys watch that. We'll see you on the next one. Until then, you know what you guys need to do. You need to march on. We'll see you then. Bye.